Hello everyone, welcome to the first session of Business English. Today's topic would be useful expressions in business language. Alright, here's a little bit about me. Please rate, review, subscribe and recommend the course. Also please leave your suggestions and comments below. So apologizing. Let's start with apologizing because the moment you enter a job, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. I used to think I'm good in English, but when I joined the job, I actually realized that there are a lot of things we don't know. So apologizing has to be a very important part of your routine. So what all can you say? I'm sorry. I made a mistake. Please accept my apologies. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that. Whatever you want to say, right? So these are formal ways of apologizing. Next is prefacing bad news. When maybe something's not done, or maybe you've not been able to meet a deadline, or the growth doesn't look good, or the chart that you've made doesn't look as expected. I mean, the result is not as expected. So I'm sorry. I have to tell you this, but I hate to tell you this, but I don't know how to tell this to you, but I have some really bad news, or I have some bad news. And now I would like to say, what would you say when you have to write a formal written apology, right? So we regret to inform you that, or regretfully, so and so happened, or unfortunately I haven't been able to do this, right? So when you're writing a formal apology, you cannot write I am sorry, arey chal yaar maaf kar de. You can't write all this. So in a formal written apology, you have to be very respectful, or you have to write it in a very elegant way. Next is asking for help. Again, something which which you would need more than often, because when you're going to a new workplace, you would need people's help, and you cannot just ask chal yaar help kar de. You can't say that, right? So if you want to ask for help formally, what would you do? Could you please do that for me, or could you please help me out? Would you please help me out? Would you mind doing this for me? Would you mind telling this to me? Then could you possibly do this? And here are some of the answers. Okay, no problem. Sure, I'd be glad to. Sorry, I'm kind of busy right now. I'm sorry, I don't have the time right now. Right? So you have, you can obviously say no. I mean, or the other person can obviously also say no. But there are ways of doing it. We cannot just be very blunt in speaking. So you have to be very kind. Like you're saying, I'm sorry, I do not have the time right now. I don't have the time right now. So that way. Moving on, some more questions asking for help. Do you have a minute? Can you spare a few minutes? Could you do me a favor? Could I ask you for a favor? Can I ask you to? I need some help if you have some time. If you're not busy, I could use your help. Right? So these are also ways of asking. Next we have business introductions. Let's first go on to the informal ones, like when you want to introduce somebody. So this is my boss, Mr. Sharma. Jared, this is my secretary, Jyoti. And Jyoti says, good to meet you, nice to meet you. Or I'd like to meet you, I'd like to meet my co-worker. I'd like you to meet my co-worker, Anirudh Singh. Anirudh, this is Akansha. Hi, nice to meet you, my pleasure. Right? So these are all informal ways of greeting someone, or informal ways of introducing someone. There are some more. Have you met Jagmeet? Jagmeet, this is Meera. Or hi, I'm Karan Arora. I believe we've met. I'm Karthik. Right? Now we move on to business introductions that are formal. If you want to, formally introduce in front of everyone, or to a specific person also. So I'd like to introduce you to my dear friend, Mrs. Verma. Allow me to introduce myself, my colleague, Miss Antra. Let me introduce you to my colleague, Avinash Dikshit. Or Mr. Sharma, this is Ram Singh from Aerospace Incorporation. How do you do? It was a pleasure meeting you. So the important body language to remember is that there should be a smile on your face, there should be eye contact, and there should be a firm handshake. This is one thing I used to dislike about people. When people used to give me some lousy handshake, I used to be like, okay, probably he's not a spirited person. So when you're in business, you have to keep all your thoughts aside, and you need to smile. You have to be a pleasing person. So there should be eye contact and there should be a handshake. Okay, now moving on to company description. When you have to give the description of your company. So what company do you work for? Which company are you with? What do you represent? So I work for ABC company. I'm with ABC. I represent XYZ. Whatever is your company name. Okay, where are you located? The name of our company is, our company is located in, or our headquarters is in. And then what do you do? So you're basically trying to ask what type of business do you do? Then what business are you in? We're in computer business, or we're in computers. We sell so and so. We produce. I'm so sorry. We produce. We manufacture. Our major products are. So here you are going to give your company description. This is how you can give your company description. Okay, next is describing business activities. What do you do there? What do you do at ABC company? Right? If someone asks this to you, what all are you going to say? I'm in charge of marketing. I'm responsible for sales. I program computers. I recruit and train employees. What does your company do? We design softwares. We build storage units. We produce small appliances. We're in insurance business. Next is describing jobs. How would you do when you have to describe your job? Let's begin with the questions first. In case you need to ask somebody what job is he doing? What do you do? What do you do for a living? What's your occupation? What type of work do you do? Where do you work? And when you have to reply, I'm a salesman. If you have to tell your job in general, I'm in sales. That's also general. I'm in the toy business. Here you're specifying your industry. I'm working as a contractor in JBX. So here you're being specific. I'm a consultant for YXL. Again, you're being specific. Okay, next we move on to describing products. So tell me about this product. What can you tell me about this product? Can you give me some information or some detail about this? You can use information or detail, either of them. Or what is special or unique about this? What are the specifications? Then here you have some of the answers. Let me tell you about, this is our newest product. This is one of our latest designs. It is made of, it can be used for so and so. You can use it to produce something, whatever. Or you can dash dash with it. This has, or this contains, this one features, this comes with, this is equipped with, this particular model, this is priced at, this costs. What are your current, okay, when you have to describe projects, what projects are you working on? So what are your current projects? What are you working on at present? What are your major initiatives in this area? Then some of the answers can be, we are currently working on, we are in the process of, we are developing, we are designing, we are building, we are marketing. Next is explaining. How would you explain? Can you explain your project to me, or can you tell me why this happened? What happened? Well, let me explain. Let me tell you why, and here's what happened. So now I've told you the replies and the questions. What else can you ask when you want to when you want somebody to explain, or when you want to explain yourself? Here can be some more answers. There's a good reason for this. The reason is, I'm sorry, I cannot tell you I cannot tell you that. Can I get back to you on that? This is the most common one that I have seen, which is being used across, at least which was used in my office on and off. That can I get back to you on that? Or I'll explain a little later. We'll come to that later. We'll get to that in a few minutes. Can we save that until later? Right? So these are all the possible answers that you can give if someone has asked you for an explanation. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks a lot. Hello everyone. Welcome to the second session of Business English. And today we're going to talk about useful expressions in business language. I think we talked about the same last week also, but we would just continue with the same. So here's a little bit about me. Please rate, review, subscribe, and recommend the course. Also, please leave your valuable suggestions and comments below. So let's start with expressing appreciation. Expressing appreciation. So you can say thanks, or thank you, or I appreciate it, or thanks for the tour. Thank you for the nice gift. I appreciate your hospitality, or I appreciate your lending in the chainsaw. Right? So you need to say thank you to a lot of people, or you need to express your gratitude or appreciation when something has happened to encourage people. So this is how you can go about it. Next we have forward looking statements. Forward looking statements like, what are your plans for the future, or what are your projections for the next quarter, or what do you expect to achieve in the near future, what are your sales projections for the next 6 months, what are your goals for the coming year. So these are all forward looking statements. When you want to ask somebody their future goals, future plans or projections that they have made, so this is how you can go about it. Here can be some of the replies to those forward looking statements. We expect, or we plan to, we project, we hope to, we should, we will be, if all goes planned, this will happen. Or our projections are according to our projections. You can just say all this and then carry on with whatever you've actually concluded with the data that was available with you. Next is invitations. So there would be a lot of time you would have to invite people, probably for a meeting or probably just to go outside, hang around. But you cannot, since we're talking about formal English here and we're talking about people we are involved with in business, we cannot say अबे चल चलते हैं चल घूमने के लिए or तू चलेगा types. These are all things you talk about in college, not like that, right? So let's begin with a little informal ones, right? Would you like to go out, or we're going out to so and so place, would you like to come along, or there's a party tonight, would you like to go, how about whatever do you want to spend some time roaming about somewhere here, and I was wondering if you would like to. Now let's go on with formal invitations. Here are some of the lines for formal invitations. I'd like to invite you to, or if you have time I'd like to invite you, would you join us for an event at so and so time? We would be glad to have you accompany us. We'd be delighted or honored to have you as our guest at whatever location. Okay, next we have job responsibilities. When you're in a job, often you would have to explain what you're doing to random people, and if not that, then if you're switching a job again, you would these would be some common interview questions that you would face. Or if you're meeting somebody else, again you would want to know their role, so you would want to ask. So here are some of the questions and the answers, right? The first one is, what do you do, what is your main job, or what are you in charge of, right? And here can be some of the answers. I am in charge of training employees. I am responsible for watering the plants. I take care of corporate accounts. I usually answer telephones. I mainly write reports. I repair jet engines. Okay, next is offering, right? Because like you're busy in office, so you get some tea breaks or some coffee breaks, and if you're going out with your boss, or if you're going out with some colleague who's senior to you, how would you ask? Let's start off with the informal way. How about a glass of water? Here, have something. Would you like one of these? Can I get you something? What can I get you? Something to drink? Alright. Now here are some informal replies. No thank you, or yes please, or sure thanks, or okay thanks, and I really shouldn't, or no but thanks anyways, and then juice would be fine, right? Or some more informal ways. Would you care for some tea, or would you like to try? Let me offer you, or let me give you a whatever, or let me give you some. Okay, next is requesting. Now again, if you have to request, what are some informal ways of doing that? Or please, would you, will you, could you, or would you please, could you possibly, would you mind, could you do me a favor? You know. And here are some formal ways of asking. When you want to ask somebody senior to you, could I ask you to? Would you mind if I asked you to? Or would you be so kind as to? Next we have terms of payment. Okay, terms of payment. When you're paying, you should know, what how would you like to pay, and with every mode of payment, there's a different phrase that you use. Phrase as in there's a different verb that you use, right? So first let's go on with the questions. Then I'll tell you how to say. There are different ways of saying for different cards or modes of payment that you use, right? I'd like to pay in cash, or I'd like to pay on my credit card. See the difference? You pay in cash and you pay on your credit card, or I'd like to put it on my credit card. Or can I charge it? Could you put that on my bill? Could I put that on my account? Can you send me an invoice? Could you bill me? Or can I put it on the layaway? Alright, now here terms of payment, like I was talking about, like how do you write? For what do you use in? For what do you use by? For what do you use with? Right. So may I pay in cash, pay by check, or pay by credit card, pay with a credit card, right? Or then pay in installments, or pay in one lump sum, right? So I hope you get the difference. Next is, again, you must be asking some questions so about the delivery or payment. So could you deliver it to my office, or do you charge for shipping, or do I need to pay for postage and handling, or how long will it take? Next is welcoming visitors. How would you welcome visitors? So welcome to Candor Enterprises, or welcome to London, I'm John Taylor. So now when meeting somebody you don't know, Patricia Murphy? Yes. Hi, I'm Kevin Chen from Mytux Industries. Welcome to Taiwan. Right? So I know my voice is too girly, but I think you've got the point, right? How it works. Next is, are you Mr. Blanks? Yes, I am. I'm Jean Placid. We talked in. Welcome to Sydney. It's nice to meet you in person. Nice meeting you too. How was your flight? Okay, but very long. Right? Oh, you must be Mr. Terrace. That's right. It's such a pleasure to meet you. I'm Brad Pilson. Welcome to Suntec. Thank you. Do you have any problem finding the place? No, your directions were very clear. So I'm just trying to tell you how it's done. And that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much.